Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my presentation. This will be one of the shortest presentations. I'm discussing psychotic symptoms of mental illness, and I'll be focusing on delusions and hallucinations. We have different types of delusions, and first of all, before we look at the types of delusions, we need to be able to define what a delusion is. A delusion is simply a false belief or judgment about external reality held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, occurring especially in mental conditions. This is simply a belief that someone holds or someone has about something, and regardless of any evidence that whatever they believe in is false, they still hold on to their belief, okay, because that's what they feel is the truth. All right, so that's a delusion. So know that a delusion is a belief. Okay, there's a difference. You need to know the differences between delusions and hallucinations. I'll discuss that later. So a delusion is a belief. Okay, so there are different types of delusions, and one of them on my list is persecutory delusions. Persecutory delusions, these are types of delusions where a patient believes he's about to be harmed by someone, or he believes someone is about to harm him. Right, so this someone could be a person they know or they don't know. Okay, they could be saying, oh, they are here to harm me. Oh, they are aliens that are hunting for me. No, meaning the person does not know who is about to harm them. They believe someone is about to harm them, but they do not know exactly who that is. In an instance where the person knows who is about to harm them, the patient's response could be to attack that person first before he is attacked. And those are situations where the person becomes violent and aggressive towards someone because they believe that that person is the one who is about to harm them. Sometimes if they are very fearful, the patient will resort to running away and hiding because they feel they can be defeated, they can't do anything about it, they feel hopeless. So the next type of a delusion is grandiose delusion. Grandiose delusion is a type of delusion where the person or patient believes they have special powers or abilities. Special powers or abilities. The person believes, contrary to existing evidence, that he is very important, he has special abilities, has limitless amount of money, that he or she has a special relationship with an important person. Those are delusions of grandiose. So, when a person is considering himself more important than other people, that's a form of grandiose. Okay, that's grandiose. Sometimes sometimes you might see a person going in the highway trying to stop speeding cars, in a very busy highway trying to stop a speeding car. Could be that the person believes that he has special powers, that he cannot die even when hit by the car, or he has special powers to stop a speeding car. Therefore, he jumps in a very busy highway to stop any oncoming speeding vehicle. And then the patient is hit and dies. And what will be the conclusion of the people around? They'll say he committed suicide. The other type of delusion is called somatic delusion. Somatic delusion is a very interesting type of delusion. This is where a patient believes that his body is diseased, abnormal, or has changed. Okay, so the person believes they have an abnormality about their body part. It could be that the person would feel, for example, there's an example here, the person feels his nose is too big, or his nose has enlarged, okay, or has changed, or he's suffering from a very serious condition. This condition is called somatic delusion. The other type of delusion is called Othello's syndrome. This one is also very interesting. Othello's syndrome is also known as delusion of jealous, or yes, delusion of jealous. So in this type of delusion, the person believes their spouse is having an affair with someone else, or they believe their spouse is cheating on them. Okay, that's Othello syndrome, delusions of jealous. And when this happens, the person may end up being too protective, or they'll be watching their partners closely, okay, peeping through their phone, checking through their phone, their items, trying to find the evidence that they are being cheated on. So the condition is called Othello's syndrome or delusion of jealous. Another interesting type of delusion is called Declarabots syndrome. Declarabots syndrome. This one, the simplest name is sexual or amorous delusion. This is another type of delusion, which is also called erotomania. With this type of delusion, it is a very rare type of delusion, and they are more frequent among women, and a woman with amorous delusion believes that she is loved by a man who is usually inaccessible, often of a higher social status, and someone to whom she has never even spoken to. Okay, so this is an interesting type of delusion where a woman is in love with a person of higher social status that they have never met, they have never spoken to, and they talk to others about that person like they are dating, they are in a relationship. So a woman of very low social status would be saying, I'm the president's girlfriend. Okay, yeah, just like that. So the person, and they will actually have photos of this person and put them in their bedroom, in their rooms, and all that. And usually they will even be watching this person, following this person so much. If the person is close, actually, they'll be spying on this person. Okay, trying to follow where this person is going, trying to get updated with whatever they are doing. The condition is called amorous delusion. Another type of delusion is called delusion of reference. This delusion makes people become very isolated from others. They end up becoming socially isolated. With this type of delusion, the person believes whatever is happening in the environment is about them. If they see two people talking and laughing, they assume those people are talking about them. They are laughing at them. Okay, the conversation is about them. So they relate whatever is happening in the environment to themselves, and they blame themselves for whatever is happening in the environment. Self-blame is very common in these type of people for whatever is happening in the environment, even if it does not concern them. Okay, delusions of reference. Then another type of delusion is delusion of control. So with this type of delusion, the person believes that their actions and feelings are being controlled by an outside force. Okay, by an outside force. So the person will have a belief that whatever he did, it was not him who was doing it alone. He was being controlled by forces that are coming from outside, forces that are not from within himself. There's an invisible hand that is pushing him to do things that he does not want to do. That's what they believe. Okay, so those are delusions of control. Other types of delusions, we have bizarre delusions, religious delusions, delusions of guilty or sin. Bizarre delusions, these are delusions which are culturally inappropriate and completely impossible. For example, the person may believe they are able to control weather or communication with aliens from another world. Religious delusions, this is when a patient is preoccupied with false beliefs of a religious nature. For example, may believe that he is a god or special preacher sent by God. So when a person has this type of delusion, a religious delusion, these are the same people who claim to speak to God directly. Okay, they may come to you saying, God told me something about you. He said this. God said this about you. That's a religious delusion. Delusions of guilt or sin. Patient believes that he or she has committed some terrible sin or done something unforgivable. When the person is guilty, they feel guilty about something that they did not do actually, but they believe they have committed a sin that cannot be forgiven. Okay, so they end up becoming they end up looking down upon themselves. They are very low. They are they can't forgive themselves for whatever is happening. Okay, all right, thank you so much. That's about delusions. The next time, in the next video, I'll discuss hallucinations, and we have different types of hallucinations. Very interesting. I'll be discussing auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, tactile hallucinations, gustatory hallucinations, and olfactory hallucinations. You have to know that hallucinations are simply perceptions without stimuli. They are different from delusions. Perceptions without stimuli. And if you take a look at this list, hallucinations usually occur affecting the senses, the five senses that you have. Okay, so it's the five senses that you have that are affected for you to have hallucinations. So we are going to I'll be talking about hallucinations in the next video. Thank you so much.